What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi, and today we're going to be talking about the incoming banners. And I think this is a good conversation to have because there's some really interesting stuff going on with these banners. I know a lot of us are now in save mode, and I'll talk about that. But first, let's talk about the new incoming banner. Now, main story release for episodes 7 and 8 of Sword Oratoria. 11 draw, get a new free 4-star unit guaranteed on the first, 4th, 7th, and 10th draws. Nothing unusual there. And, of course, their Hero Ascension will be unlocked. Let's talk about it. Starting with Alicia. Okay, 3757 is really good for a magic unit as far as HP goes. MP is 3776. That's really good. Magic attack is 1971 and defense is 557. That defense is really good for a magic unit. Dexterity and agility are both pretty respectable. Agility could use a little bit of a buff. Dex I'd like to see closer to the 800s, but it is what it is. Not altogether stat-wise blown away, though really good HP, so not going to be as squishy as a lot of the other magic units out there. Let's talk about her skills. Skill 1 is an allies. Fast, Dex and agility plus 30%, and earth attack damage plus 50%, all for 4 turns. She gains 3 additional actions, low earth magic attack. Skill 2 is a foe's plural, fast mid-earth magic attack with high critical rate, and gives herself 80% magic. Notice, she does earth attack damage 50% and 80% magic to herself. So, she's going to give herself some really good boosts there. Obviously, she's not going to gain as much from Haruhime's SA. That's kind of the thing they're doing to like mitigate Haruhime a little bit. She still will get some, but not a huge amount. Super Earth Magic Attack with high on guard rate. Now, this is another foe's plural AoE skill. This is something we've started seeing more and more. We used to get either an allies or AoE, an AoE, and a single target. Now we're getting the AoE attacks here in Skill 3. Super Earth Magic Attack with high end guard rate, 80% skill damage if target is taunted. So, if you're using a taunt unit, she's going to hit like a truck. That could be really interesting in Wargame. We've got some good taunt units in Wargame. That could be crazy. But you got to use it with an ailment unit. Basically, if you're looking for a unit to be a DPS on an ailment team, because typically you're not going to go like full on ailment, you're going to go like, 3 ailment units and 1 AoE unit. This is going to be your AoE unit. Now, being magic, she's not going to hit as hard, but she'll probably hit hard, but she's going to be a little more squishy. She's not going to take hard hits, is what I meant to say. But not to a crazy extent. So, if you're looking for a DPS to throw on a predominantly ailment team, she's a good option. Now, the other interesting thing is her SA does Earth Resist down 60%. So, in any type of event that is going to require Earth, she's going to be a great asset with that SA. So, if you have an Earth team, she's a great unit to kind of bolster that Earth team. Very good unit. 35% Thunder Resist when countering uses Earth Magic Attack with a 70% taunt. I didn't notice this yesterday. So when she counters, she will have the ability to taunt. I didn't even notice that. So that's another thing that makes her great for Wargame. I actually really think if you're in Wargame at all, this would be a great unit to have, frankly, personally. 15% physical and magic resist, 30% magic agility and dex, and 15% damage on critical. Those really aren't abnormal stats by any stretch of the imagination. So, I like this unit a lot. Should you save? Let's talk about Alfie before we decide. Okay, Alfie, another magic unit. 3737 HP, still pretty good. MP is 381, that's really good. Magic attack is 1993. Good unit, good year. Defense is 518. It leaves a little bit to be desired there. Her dex is pretty respectable, actually, a little bit better. Agility is great. That magic attack is really close, not quite 2k, but really close. So all around, I mean, stat-wise, a really solid unit. Let's see what she does, though. So I'll be honest, I don't remember. Skill 1 is a mid-earth magic attack with earth resist down 40%. So if you don't have a unit that does 40% earth resist, she'd be a good sack. She does that for 4 turns. There's at least one other unit I'm aware of that does that. So not the end of the world, honestly. 3 additional actions. Foes, low earth magic attack. So in other words, for the next 3 turns, she's going to do that low earth magic attack. It's kind of nice. Skill 2. Foes, plural, fast high earth magic attack with high encounter rate and shortened status buffs by 2 turns. Gives herself magic plus 75%. Now, notice she lacks a magic stat here. Or, I'm sorry, she lacks an earth stat here. So she really needs an earth stat. Just saying. Now, skill 3 is a foe singular super earth magic attack with temporary great magic boost. So if you have somebody that can give her an earth stat, in fact, just thinking about it, Alicia does all allies earth attack damage 50%. It comes a package deal. So if you get this unit, you need Alicia. You need both. I think Alicia can stand on her own personally, but it is what it is. And there's only 2 units on this banner. So, I say only 2 units. I don't recollect. I think they might actually put all of the 4 stars here. I don't recall. I think that's how they work this one. So, if you get a rainbow door, I don't think it means a huge amount, but it is what it is. If I'm wrong on that, correct me in the comments, but I do believe that's how they work this banner. Ultra Earth Magic Attack for the SA. Ultra Earth Magic Attack with temporary magic boost, strength and magic resist, down 50%. So if you get both debuffs off, your units after that, if they're all earth types or even magic types, are going to do crazy good. Any earth magic attack after the double SAs, just going to be crippled. It's going to be amazing. Now, passives. 35% thunder resist. Regular attacks encounters are earth magic attack. 30% magic, 35% agility and dex, 50% damage on critical, and 50% damage on penetration. This unit is really good, but she kind of requires Alicia in order to work right, or somebody like Alicia. And I kind of feel like Alicia will stand on her own. I think Alicia is a very good unit and will be critical in a lot of Wargames teams coming up. So if you want my opinion, maybe go after an Alicia, but, you know, you're going to pull an Alfie at some point. Now, I did say last night that the incoming Record Buster will favor Earth, and that is incorrect. It'll actually favor Thunder. So, it is what it is. That said, if you want to do good in this Record Buster, pay close attention. All right? Now, not saying Tiona's going to be a very good Record Buster unit, because we already kind of know her stats inside and out, so I'm not going to really go over that. We went over that before. Well, I'll just go over them one more time just to be sure. HP is 3883. That's a very, very, very good stat. She's a physical unit. They're a little bit stronger. MP is a little bit lower at 267, but her physical attack is 2006, and her defense is 602. Physical units tend to have higher HP and higher endurance, so just get used to that. Dex is really good at 874. Agility, 991, leaves a little bit to be desired. But all around, very, very, very good stats. Now, she's a Phantasma killer. I actually don't know. Alicia and Alfie do not have killers, so they're neutral in that regard. So worth noting, skill 1 for Tiona is a fast thunder resist, down 35%. Dex and agility down 30% for 4 turns, and self plus 3 actions, low thunder physical attack. For all foes, it's an AoE attack at that. Skill 2 is a foe's plural, high thunder physical attack with temporary strength boost, ultra critical rate, and self strength and thunder attack damage plus 60%. I love those skills. She's really, really good. I only have her plus 3. I really need 2 more, and I honestly think I'm going to go after those on this banner. Now, skill 3. This is back to where we were talking about before. It is a single target, high thunder physical attack damage, 40% per each self strength buff skill. That's only 80% at max. So, not end of the world, and she's not going to be great for tonight's event. That said, she's really good when you need an AoE thunder attack. Even at +3, she's a fantastic unit. Though, let me word it this way. I believe in my heart of hearts, this is the beginning of about a, 6-7 week period of nothing but reruns. And maybe like the rare sort Oratoria banner. Usually May kicks off a bunch of reruns and basically a what you might be able to call a dry spell. You'll be able to save, we'll have some rerun tails and things like that, but mostly reruns from this point until the anniversary. So if you want a great time to save, last year during this period I saved like 12,000 Iris just by not summoning. So it's a great time to start considering what you're going to do. I would recommend Beyond All Things saving, because remember, the anniversaries generally are really, really good. But these are also really good units they're going to be rerunning, and there are going to be some other units that aren't as good. So the decision maker here is, do you need a Thunder team, or do you need to bolster your Thunder team? If you do not have these units at all, I would say stop. Do not summon. I would use the reruns, personally, my opinion. Only chase the reruns if you need to bolster a team that already has these units. That's my 2 cents on the matter. What you choose to do from there is entirely up to you. But I would not chase these as new units. I would only chase a bond or 2 at best. Now, it is worth also noting that these are going to be half price for the first pull, so maybe doing a singular pull in each banner might be worthwhile no matter what. And we'll get to something really interesting about these banners here in a moment. But 2nd, 4th, 7th, and 10th pulls are guaranteed, so even if you do the first 2, you're still not that bad off, and you can save from there. Now, SA for her is a foe's plural. That's why I say she's not going to be so great for this this incoming Record Buster. Ultra Thunder physical attack damage with great strength boost, high penetration rate, allies remove strength and magic debuffs, except assist skills. Passes her Thunder Manifestation, water resist plus 35% when countering a foe with a basically counters with a Thunder attack. Fighting Spirit, strength, agility, and dex plus 30%, counter damage plus 50%, critical damage plus 15%, and a Phantasma Killer, so 50% towards ghosts. Swimsuit Jester Loki. This unit would be great for Wargame if you do not have her. Foes, heal minus 25%. How many times have you come up against a team and gone, I hate this team so much, they are healing way too much? This takes the wind out of those sails. Critical rate and counter rate are all 20%. Pardon me for a moment. So I am still quite a bit under the weather. But critical rate and counter rate are both up 20% or down 20% on your foes. So that's really going to cripple an opponent. My only suggestion is don't use a unit like this unless she is maxed out. For me, I don't have but one of her, so chasing her on this banner is not advisable. Though, to be honest, we have Familia Wargame coming up, so I might still do it because I'm stupid. But notice all these units are not time limited. You can get these units out of the ticket pool. So, if you have not farmed all of the 3-star tickets out of the current tails that are ending tonight, today is the day to do so. Burn those potato snacks. I burned a bunch of cookies, and the chocolates and all that stuff. Do whatever you got to do. Get those tickets before the night is out, because every single one of these units could wind up in those tickets some way, somehow. Okay? But I like her for Wargame. I really feel like it's a great Wargame unit. Third unit on here is also an assist. Eyes, strength and critical rate plus 15%, and thunder attack damage 20%. Now, I do not have a unit that does thunder attack 20%. I need to bolster that for tonight. So she's going to be one of my big targets. I do not know because we don't have the data mines in yet whether they're getting their OnlyFans or not. Usually when they do these reruns, probably not. So we've got some decisions to make. But we also have this banner incoming. And I will tell you, I love this banner for one reason and one reason only. Now, Tiona is really good. HP is 3911. That's really good. Physical attack is 2012. That's really good. Defense leaves a little bit to be desired, but her agility is off the charts. I've used this unit before on, I believe we did a damage test on 7th zone. She's extremely, extremely good. That said, skill 1. Fast. High thunder physical attack with temporary strength boost. Ultra on counter rate and allies removes agility and dex debuffs. Not going to use that too terribly often, but in a wargame that could be really nice. Skill 2, Nova Strike, Super Thunder physical attack with high penetration rate, physical resist down 30%, self-strength and thunder attack damage plus 60%. Very good skill that. And skill 3 is the obligatory OG single target, high thunder physical attack with 40% per each self-thunder attack damage. Buff skill. So, once again, maximum of 80%. Ultra Thunder physical attack for the SA, temporary great strength boost, ultra and guard rate, and physical resist down 60%. I've used that quite a bit. That's very, very handy. Now, passive Thunder manifestation, water resist plus 35% when countering and attacking a regular foe. When countering and attacking, you hit the regular foe with a foe singular with a physical thunder attack. Fighting Spear, strength, agility, and dex plus 30%, counter damage plus 15%, damage 15% upon penetration, and she's also a Phantasma killer. Let's get to the best unit on this banner, bar none, in my opinion, and a unit you will definitely need for Record Buster if you are going after Record Buster tonight. This Leafy is a beast. A beast. If you haven't seen her at work, she hits hard. HP is 3589, MP is 418. That's really good for her. Magic is 1997. That's fantastic. Agility leaves a little bit to be desired. Obviously, her endurance stat is not great, so she does take a decent amount of damage, but her dex is really good. Her agility is good. Not fantastic, but good. Skill 1. Self. Magic plus 90% for 5 turns. 4 actions, low thunder magic attack. Skill 2, thunder attack damage plus 75%. Start doing the math there. She hits hard. And foe damage received attack, single target plus 20%. There are better in the game now, but really, really, really good nonetheless. Skill 3. Now, skill 3 is your only attack skill. All the rest of these are self buffs. I take that back. Skill 2 does have a does do damage because it does a self buff and then a the foe singular damage received. So she does. I take it back. Skill 2 does do damage. I thought it did. I was second guessing myself there for a moment. So I'm still not feeling too terribly great. So I apologize if I got that wrong. Foe singular for skill 3, super thunder magic attack. Magic attack damage plus 40% per each self magic buff. That is only 80%, but her SA, Ultra Thunder Magic Attack, 80% per each self-magic buff, and ultra critical rate. She's gonna crit on that beast. This unit hits stupid hard. I forget the numbers, but really, really, really hard. And her damage stats on her, she did wonderfully. Wonderfully. Now, Thunder Manifestation, water resist plus 35% when countering and attacking a foe with a regular Thunder Magic attack. Damage upon 15% per critical and penetration. Remember, she has an ultra critical rate, so give her a little bit of penetration. She'll hit hard. Spirit Healing. 10% MP regen per turn. That's so good because her skill 3 is really, really, really expensive. that 182 MP does get costly. So if you're really using her properly, you actually need somebody on her that will buff her MP healing. It's very, very, very important. But Tattletale, magic agility and dex plus 30%, and she is a Phantasma killer. Now, she's obviously not going to get that Phantasma killer boost in tonight's event, but nonetheless, still she is going to, mark my words, be a staple on top teams tonight. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe she is going to be a staple on some of these top incoming teams. Now, here is my one piece of mega advice on this, guys. Before you hit any one of these banners, even if it's for Leafy, I like Leafy. I think she's going to be great. I do not believe she's actually going to have any presence tonight on the data mines. But that said, when I mean that, any presence, when I mean that, I mean like having an OnlyFans or anything like that, like having a dedicated banner. That said, if you have not maxed any of the Part 2 units, including Wealth, I know it's very critical of Wealth, but after testing with him, my biggest turn down on him, I guess for lack of a better way to put it, is the fact that he required to be debuffed to do all of his best damage, but even debuffed, he hit for 4.5 million. 4.5 million during Familia Royale. So that dude is a monster. If you don't have Wealth, if you don't have any of the Part 2 units maxed, make sure you max those units out before they go away tonight. Even some of the Part 1 teams, we know by now who's really good on Part 1. Mostly that first banner. But make sure every Part 2 unit is maxed +5 before those banners go away. Now, this doesn't mean go above 10 summons. If you have not maxed them at this point, it's time to start looking at using some of your gnome tickets to really max those units out, because I feel like those units are going to be really good for quite a bit of time. Personal opinion, I haven't heard anybody argue with it quite yet, except for the whole Wealth thing, and I'll be the first to admit I was very wrong. But I also tend to come in these with an air of caution before I tell you guys to summon. So if you're considering summoning on this and you have not maxed those units, max them first. Before I do anything else, I would go after her, but that's just to get, some good scores tonight in Record Buster. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section. Like, comment, and share. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi, and I'll give you guys an update tonight on the community tab and on Twitter as to the status of the live stream. I'm going to try for a little bit, but as you can tell, my throat is still not in the best status, so I'm going to go drink some tea and see where that winds up. Talk to you guys soon.